And so what did they do for a distraction? Angel Reese misbehaves poorly, and the next thing you know, voila, Indiana Fever fans, they shouted racial taunts, or they made noises that were racist.
Did the WNBA just hit its breaking point? Angel Reese claimed racial taunts rocked a game, but Jason Whitlock isn't buying it. He's slamming the media, the league, and players for stirring controversy. And now, the investigation results are out, and they change everything. The WNBA's investigation found no proof of racial hate, but the initial claims had already gone viral. We've got the full story on how these claims unraveled, and why Whitlock thinks it's damaging the league.
But this league that has never turned a profit decided to accuse their own fans of racism.
It was supposed to be just another WNBA matchup, a regular season game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. But by the time the final buzzer sounded, the game was almost a footnote. Instead, all anyone could talk about were Angel Reese's explosive allegations. According to Reese, racial taunts were thrown her way during the game, and the claims hit social media like wildfire. Instantly, the story ballooned far beyond basketball, with fans and commentators jumping into the fray.
But I wouldn't be the type to hurl racial slurs or make racial noises at Angel Reese. And neither would a bunch of left-wing lesbians that hope to bed some lesbian black WNBA player.
What makes situations like this so charged is the way they divide people almost immediately. On one side, you had those who stood firmly by Reese, taking her claims as a reflection of larger issues that are rarely talked about openly in sports. They saw it as a moment that highlighted the emotional toll black athletes sometimes face in these arenas, often feeling like they have to justify their dignity off the court just as much as their talent on it. On the other side, though, came a growing wave of doubt.
Do you think the lesbians in the arena were like, hey, let me hurl some racial slurs? They're the real bad people, and they're in the arena shouting negative things at me, racist things.
So what happens next? That's where the WNBA's investigation enters the picture. And while everyone expected their findings to settle the matter, the results would end up shifting the entire narrative in a way no one could have predicted. What if the allegations weren't just exaggerated, but completely unfounded? That's where this story takes its sharpest turn, and it's the part that changes everything.
And we're supposed to believe that at the Pride Parade, where all these women are moist watching Angel Reese play basketball, that people are shouting racial slurs and no one picks it up on a cell phone? This is a hoax.
What if this entire controversy was never really about proving or disproving anything, but about how much noise it could generate? That's exactly what Jason Whitlock suggested in his scathing critique of the WNBA and the media's role in amplifying Angel Reese's accusations. For Whitlock, the game itself was secondary. This was about something bigger. He argued that racial narratives had become a tool, a lever pulled whenever the spotlight on women's basketball started to dim. And while some called him harsh, Whitlock didn't hold back.
He disagreed, but you said the media is using all of this controversy and off-court bickering and racism angle to promote the WNBA.
Whitlock claimed this manufactured drama wasn't just a convenient distraction. It was the league's strategy to grab attention in what he called a desperate attempt to stay relevant. He pointed to history here, and not just random examples. He talked about boxing, where racial angles were famously used to hype up fights, particularly during the times of Muhammad Ali. Back then, promoters understood one key thing: conflict sells.
Boxing, and it all reached its peak with Muhammad Ali, and then after Muhammad Ali, boxing started getting diminished because there was no black-white racial angle.
They framed matches as more than just a test of skill. They were sold as social battles, racial